Welcome to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Part just came back from Southern California. He won an award in an entrepreneurial contest. He was the top participant. So here he's back with a smile on his face, ready to expand. We're going to have to ask him for more and more service now, so he can't hide. This ISKCON of Silicon Valley is a group of those who are interested in advancing spiritually. And the basis of our movement is the teachings of Krishna, who is known widely as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he's the source of everything, of all energies, and that includes us. We're parts and parcels of Krishna, as Krishna mentions in the Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna also comes in different forms to the world for the purpose, especially in this world, of showing himself and teaching about himself and the process for attaining spiritual perfection in life. And when we have knowledge and we have a clear process that we can follow, as human beings, we can be very happily engaged. And that's the purpose of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness here in Silicon Valley and around the world. There are thousands of branches. And they all have this same purpose, to give everyone access to the knowledge and the practice, and that includes association with other people who are practicing what we call devotional service. And one of Krishna's avatars, an avatar incidentally means, it indicates that there are higher realms. There's the material world and the spiritual world. And the spiritual world's better by a long shot. And from the spiritual world, there are higher beings who come to the material world to give an inkling of how to ascend to the spiritual world. Something like this is in Plato when he talked about the cave dwellers. And he describes how there may be, he gives a scenario of people who have for their whole lives lived in a cave. And behind the cave, there's a fire burning, and then the people who live there are situated right in front of the fire, and their faces are turned towards the back wall of the cave. And there are shadows cast by the fire and the people and any other objects that are within the cave. And the people have been there their whole lives, and they've not seen anything else. Therefore, they take it that that's reality, and that's everything. And one day, somebody finds his way out of the cave and notices that there's bright sunlight, and when his eyes adjust to the world, he sees the variety of the verdant forests and fields and flowers, and sees other people and civilizations, and notices the dimensions that he's never seen before, because he's only used to seeing shadows on the wall. And joyfully, after some time, he goes back into the cave to express to everybody that's there about an alternate world outside. And the author says then that these people may become incensed and angry and even violent towards him, saying, "How dare you say there's another reality? This is the only reality." And that it might be a dangerous mission to even say that there's something outside the cave. People would take it as a kind of heresy And he compares this to the spiritual journey of all living beings, and that there's a way in which we become accustomed to a conditional kind of life. We accept that we have to get old and we have to die and we have to get sick at intervals and so forth. But in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that this is unnatural. No wonder we don't like it. And what's more, it's not obligatory for those who take to the path of spiritual life. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvata tyakva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sojuna. If one comes to know via the message that comes from the avatars that come from the spiritual world, just like the person who went out of the cave and came back in, and one accepts the message and then starts the process through which one can escape the cave, then that person doesn't have to be subjected to birth, death, old age, and disease, but can rather go back to the spiritual world. And so Krishna's message comes very clearly through the Bhagavad Gita, and there are other literatures as well, which are the recorded histories of the avatars who come to the world and who teach about the process through which one can elevate him or herself to the spiritual world. And one might say, well, I'm not very intellectually inclined. Of course, none of you would say that because you all are. But there's a way in which even a person from a simple position who just hears others speak about the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam will feel the spiritual flow that comes from these literatures. And then if anybody tries the process of what is called hearing and chanting, hearing the names of Krishna, hearing of the activities of Krishna or his avatars in the world, and then repeating them for other people to hear. For instance, if you did it in a family and you started a program where you would chant the names of God and then hear them and then also read something from Bhagavad Gita, you'll notice that the atmosphere in your home changes. And so the most recent avatar of Krishna, as is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam and other literatures, is named Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. He came specifically to teach the process that he had already taught as Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. At the end of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna and subsequently or simultaneously to all of us, just take this process and don't worry about anything else. But people still worried and they still took other processes and they weren't very, they weren't able to take it up for whatever reason. So Krishna decided to come again and show by example how to follow the process. And that's the role of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna, but he comes in a different mood. He comes as a devotee of himself and he teaches devotional service. So some of the tenets of the teachings of this most recent incarnation of Krishna, known as Sri Krishna Chaitanya, were that he didn't give any restriction according to one's position in life. Whatever kind of body you have, he said it didn't matter. Akiva bipra kibinyasi shudra kenanoi, ye Krishna tattva veta se guru hoy. He said anybody can become qualified in this process. It was different from the zeitgeist at the time because there were, as usual, lots of restrictions about who could take it, when they could take it, how they might be involved. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, it's a process that everybody can take to. What's more, everyone can teach it. They only need to become educated in the process. His idea was that everybody should take it all over the world. It should be a universal process that everyone can engage in and directly experience the pleasure of practicing spiritual life. As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, pratyakshavagamam dharmyam, you should be able to experience this directly. You will experience it directly if you take to the process. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted that everyone have that opportunity everywhere, all over the world. And he broke many social barriers at the time, elevating those who were otherwise outcasts in society. He would embrace because of their eagerness to practice what Krishna had taught in the Bhagavad Gita and what he himself was teaching at the time, which were the same tenets as Krishna had taught in the Bhagavad Gita. And a second aspect of the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was that he gave a simple process that everyone could follow. And he had received it, apparently from his spiritual master, although he's known as the spiritual master of everyone playing this role as a devotee. He also accepted a guru. And his guru instructed him that the only process for success in the present age is to chant the names of God. And so Sri Krishna Chaitanya stuck to that and taught the simple process wherever he went so people could take advantage of it. And he was very successful at it. He also requested that everybody help him. And he gave an analogy or metaphor that can be unlimitedly extended, and that was that of a gardener. And he said that to practice spiritual life, you have to be like a gardener. A gardener cultivates seeds, and when they grow, then it produces a flower and then fruits. Then you can enjoy the fruit. Just today, I picked some, what I thought were going to be limes, but apparently it's hard to tell the difference between a lime plant and a lemon plant, even from the person who sells it to you. And until it actually ripens, you can't tell what you have. I've been waiting for that plant to give limes for a long time, and then they started turning yellow, and I said, wait a minute. And sure enough, we tested them out today, and they were lemons. There's a way in which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said there's the rarest of seeds. It's called the Bhakti Lata, which means bij. Bij means seed. And he said you can receive that seed, which is the mood and the instruction from those who have received it from others and who have received it originally from Krishna and who have passed it down over many generations. Just like nowadays, there are seeds and then there are seeds. If you want the best seeds, you have to go to these companies that have heirloom seeds that they've preserved over generations. They haven't been contaminated. And so it matters what you plant. So he gave this analogy that when you meet somebody who's already practicing bhakti yoga sincerely, who's received that instruction how to do it, and they sincerely take it, that's the seed. And they can pass it on to other people. And when that seed is planted in your heart, which shows up for you as a sense of, I want to do this. I don't want to do anything else. Even though I have to do so many other things, I'm only going to do this. And then he said, there's a process for watering the seed, which is what I mentioned before, hearing and chanting. Hearing means hearing the names of God and then repeating them. If you just do that, he said, you'll purify your heart and your mind, and you'll be able to see clearly who you are. The good news there is that who we are is extraordinary. Oftentimes, people berate themselves and think, I'm not good enough. Have you ever had that thought come across your mind? Yeah, it comes across a lot when we identify with the material body, because the material body is never good enough. Clothes never fit perfectly. Your hair's not quite right ever, and when it is, then you notice it's starting to fall out already. Then one thing after another here in this world, we never feel quite satisfied because of the way we're identifying with the body. But as soon as we identify with the soul as a part and parcel of God, and we see our real nature, we naturally feel satisfied and nothing disturbs us. That's one of Krishna's messages in the Bhagavad Gita. Well, the process for purifying the heart so one can see oneself and see one's source, Krishna, who's a person, just like us, only he's omniscient, omnipotent, and what did I miss? Omniscient. I said omniscient. Omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipotent. As a friend of mine once, when I was staying in the ashram in Govardhan, before we were to take lunch, and you know that interim period when they ask you to come for lunch and you sit down and it's not there yet? You got to stay busy somehow. So he leaned over and he said, "You want to hear something nice?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said two things. One is that Krishna is all-powerful, and the second is he's all-merciful. He said, if he didn't have both of these, we'd be in trouble because he is all-powerful but not all-merciful. He could be a monster. And if he was all-merciful but not all-powerful, then, well, I mean, what could he really do for us anyway? But he's both. And that's realization awakens within the heart of those who come directly in contact with Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you can come directly in contact with Krishna wherever you are, at any time, at any place. There's no restriction, time, place, circumstance. You don't even have to be in a church. You can live in a field, or in a van, or in a palace. It doesn't matter. The direct process is available if you're sincere and you just repeat the names of God. If you say it prayerfully, then you'll have this immediate effect, because really the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the quintessential teaching on devotional service, says we're built for prayer. That's what the human body is really built for. You know, we do a lot of other things in life, right? Like what? Data analysis. I mean, we're pretty good at that, but AI is probably better. And we do a little art, and we do cross-country running. Cross-country runners in here, anybody? No? Yes? You used to run cross-country? And then there's football. I'm not getting there yet. Cricket. Yay! And there's so many things you can do. And in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadev Goswami says there's so many things you can listen to. And that was even before internet, television. You know, everyone can talk about everything. He said, but human body is really built for one thing, prayer. You're a little prayer station. It grows up, and then it's the human apparatus is built as a prayer station, and you're in there as the soul. And from this prayer station, you can just pray to God all day long if you want to, and then you'll feel happy. That's what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, think of me, bow down. That also feels good, right? You try it. You bow down to God, and then you naturally feel, why do it feel so good? Maybe I'll just stay down here. And some people do that. And then there's praying. And he said, if you pray, you're going to feel perfectly aligned, because when you do prayer. This morning I woke up and I was thinking of all the things I had to do and problems I had to solve, and how am I going to do this all? And then I just started praying, and I said, Krishna, there's a picture of Krishna on my wall, and I can see him as soon as I wake up. And Krishna, I think I need a little help. If you could empower me to deal with all the duties that I have to do today. And I immediately felt satisfied, because I just left it to Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught this simple process. It's very intuitive. It feels quite natural. There's simple parts to it. And he wanted everyone to be able to participate in it. And he also said, as gardeners, become a gardener yourself. Tend to your own garden. Grow the seed in your heart. Let it fructify. Kunji, is she here? Is she in class? Pass on the verse number of the verse you were saying in the car on the way here, and we'll read it. I promised I'd read it in the class. It relates to what we're saying. It's her new favorite verse. And so he also said, when you water the tree, and it grows up. It'll get lots of flowers on it, and after flowers come, fruits. Fruit, right? Everyone say yes. Yeah, just in case you didn't know that. And then he said, you can enjoy the fruits, but there are too many. There are too many fruits for one person to eat. And he said that about himself. I'm growing all these gardens in people's hearts everywhere, and all the fruits are coming out. There's so many, I can't eat them all. And therefore he said, well, everybody distribute these fruits. So that's how you can be employed, distributing the fruits that come out of the bhakti creeper and are available to everybody. And when you do, then it becomes a way of reconfirming how nice the fruits are. Because when you give them to other people and you see them eating them, and then they get the same result, that they start to smile, and then they'll laugh, and then they'll chant, and sometimes they'll dance because they ate the fruit. And then he said, then you'll remember how nice it is. And just recently, we took a little trip down to Jagannath Puri. How many here have ever been to Jagannath Puri? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So while we were in Jagannath Puri, we decided we were going to try to follow the order of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and distribute some of the fruits. And the way we considered doing that was through distributing books about the teachings of Lord Chaitanya and Krishna. So on our journey, we had about 160, in Puri, I think we had 130 participants. And each one of them got a special bag, and in it were books. And then there's a little device that we imported from London, Chakujavena Prabhu brought with him, on which you could pull out the cord, and on it had, in Oriya, the local language in Puri, a request that please take this book, and if you like, give a donation. That's a paraphrase of what it says. And so what we found was a confluence of people from all over the world, because in our yatra we had devotees from America and London and India, of course, and Australia, New Zealand, and they all went out into the villages in Jagannath Puri, and were distributing books in Oriya. And we noticed, for instance, when Mekhala Dasi was there, she was one of the most enthusiastic book distributors. And we witnessed a few times when we were going by that there would be a little crowd around her looking, because for them, they hadn't seen a Vaishnavi who was white and from America, what to speak of Santa Cruz, giving them information about Krishna. And she was describing to us that as she followed the simple process that we were using, we were giving people a lollipop, which was offered to the Lord, prasadam, and then a sticker of Lord Jagannath, and then the book in their language, these three things. And she would touch them to her head and then hand them over. And she said when she was doing that, she'd look up and she would see tears coming from their eyes. And they were so moved by the fact that the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had gone all over the world, even to Santa Cruz, the home of the homeless vegan. And how unhoused vegan. Unhoused. And there's a way in which his heart's desire, Lord Chaitanya's, is fulfilled when he sees people going out here, there, and everywhere. And the way he says it, we don't make any discrimination. We go everywhere. We don't care. He said, patra na apatra nahi. We don't care what place it is. In fact, we also, in Jagannath Puri, we go to the filthiest place on earth. We've christened it the filthiest place on earth. It's the bus station that's there. Even though they tried to clean it before we got there, I don't know if that was intentional. It was, as I said, like putting lipstick on a pig. But the fact is that, no offense to pigs. When we met the people there, despite the filth that naturally comes from buses coming in and out, their hearts were melted by just seeing that we were chanting Hare Krishna and distributing prasadam and pictures of Jagannath and so forth. And this was the idea of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. He said, become educated in the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Everyone's welcome, doesn't matter where you're from, what culture you're from. Just learn the science of Krishna consciousness. And then he said, chant Hare Krishna anywhere and everywhere and distribute it to people. You might even think of doing it somewhere like San Francisco, maybe even Dolores Park. You might just say, hey, let's go to Dolores Park and chant Hare Krishna and distribute books. Mightn't you? Somebody might say that, and you might do that. And then that whole area becomes naturally transcendentalized by that process. So there are 3 or 4 main books that describe perfectly and completely the process of devotional service as taught by Sri Krishna Chaitanya. One of them is the Bhagavad Gita. That's a mainstay. And to improve your life drastically, the ancient teachers have said of bhakti, read Bhagavad Gita every day. Next is the Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam sometimes says it takes up where the Bhagavad Gita leaves off. And then you get the Bhagavad Gita described in many different ways through nested stories and teachings of the great sages. And the Srimad Bhagavatam is called the Amala Purana. It has no faults in it. And if you hear from the Bhagavatam, you naturally start to develop love for God. And as you become aware of the fact that there is a spiritual world and there are eternal personalities in that spiritual world, and you're eager to be part of that, then there comes the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. That's this book here. And this is all about the life of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, from his birth, which incidentally, his birthday is on Thursday. Yeah. And in fact, he was born, appeared in the world during a full lunar eclipse. And guess what's happening this Thursday? Full lunar eclipse. This is an amazing occurrence. The last time I think this happened that I remember was around 1975, the exact day. And we were all in Mayapur at that time with Prabhupada. And he told us to go stand in the Ganges and chant Hare Krishna. And that's Thursday. And the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita includes all the teachings of Sri Krishna Chaitanya as he's giving them to very qualified students. For instance, he teaches Rupa Goswami, who's known to be the overarching highest level of teacher of our process of devotional service and the way we do it. And he was a student of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and the very teachings he imbibed from Sri Krishna Chaitanya are there recounted. And how were they recounted? At the time, there were intimate associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who kept detailed notes in diaries. And later they were reconstituted, and there was an author named Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who was elderly at the time, but he was requested by all of the devotees who lived in the holy place of Vrindavan that please compile all this and tell the story of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was a little reticent. Vrindavan Das Thakur had already written about it, but others said, yes, but there are certain parts that he didn't include. And so 500 years ago, this book was written in Bengali. And it's all now translated, and I was reading it on the way here and thinking, how did this happen? I'm riding in an electric car on a freeway in Silicon Valley. I'm reading an ancient Bengali script, 500 years old, from a telephone that you can carry anywhere with you. And it's not only translated, but it's digitized so you can just pull it out and read it. And I was thinking that this is the greatest the world has to offer, this ancient wisdom, and now it's available to us. Why waste time doing a lot of research on TikTok? Oh, sorry, that's gone. IG, see, I know stuff, IG, or Facebook, and all these other forums, unless there's something worth reading there, when you can go directly into the teachings that Sri Krishna Chaitanya gave to the highest-minded devotees in the world. And those who have read what is called the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita notice that it is like a garland of the verses from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and other important scriptures like the Vishnu Purana and other very poetical works. But he strings them together in such a way that you can assimilate it all. That's the miracle of the book itself. And anyone who reads these three books becomes highly advanced in devotional service. They come to know the science of devotional service, but they also, their hearts become attached to the process of devotional service. And especially Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, our great teachers called acharyas, and I'll give you two examples. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, in a way of in spiritual enthusiasm, he said, while reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita, if all the other books in the world happen to suddenly slide off into the ocean somehow, and the only book left over was this, there would be no loss, because it's all included in here. Everything that you need is there. And our founder, Acharya, was fully absorbed in reading the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and very insistently, first of all, very enthusiastically and expediently, he translated it all and gave commentary to it. He only had a short window of time because he was already in his 80s and he wasn't in good health. So he was trying to complete as many books as possible before he would have to leave his body. And it's a little reminiscent of the author of this book, who mentions inside here, he said, I can barely keep my eyes open because when you get old, sometimes your eyes start sagging and it's like hard to hold them open. And my hands are shaking. I can barely walk. And he said, it's a miracle that somehow or other I'm able to keep writing this book. And so our founder, Acharya, had relished reading this book so much he wanted the whole world to have it. And he expedited the printing of it in such a way that there's a short story about how that all happened that I won't go into right now, except to say that with the printing technology they had at the time in 1975, the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, who was responsible for printing these books, whenever Prabhupada finished their manuscripts and they had been properly edited and typeset, and it took a long time to produce even one book, like at least a few months. And the people who in charge of the publishing in Los Angeles at the time had bought all the latest technology they could in order to finish the books Prabhupada was writing. And when Prabhupada came there to Los Angeles in 1975. He asked what pace they were on, and they said, now we're going to be able to produce one book every 2 months. They thought they would astound Prabhupada by this pace, but Prabhupada astounded them back because he said, I want all of the books in 2 months. To which they said it was impossible, and then Prabhupada wouldn't accept that answer. And they rose to the occasion, and they did produce it all within 2 months, which that's the part I won't go into about how a marathon ensued in Los Angeles where people would sit in front of the canvas painting the pictures for this until they fell asleep, then someone else would take the brush before it hit the ground. And people flew in from all over the world to do the laundry for all the people who were just working on this, and so forth. And then afterwards, some thought that it's such a highly elevated subject matter that maybe Prabhupada wouldn't want just a few hundred copies. But he had tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of copies of this book, Chaitanya Charitamrita, printed so much that the train system got choked up because they had to carry so many books. And they got shipped all over the world, and now they're translated into several languages. It is around this time in the world that we start to emphasize the importance of the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita because it can be overlooked. One can take some time to read the Bhagavad Gita, and then, of course, the Srimad Bhagavatam, it can take you several years to go through it if you go at a medium pace, right? And then someone might think, well, someday I might read the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And one might think, how's it possible to read all these books? And there is a way I've conceived of that it could be possible. Should I say what it is? Yes. Well, if you put the same energy into reading the books that Prabhupada put into writing them, then you can read them all. Because Prabhupada cut out some of the essentials in life, like sleeping, in order to write the books. And he chipped away at it. He said once, how is it possible that I've written so many books, even though he was traveling all the time, around the world 14 times, and stopping here and there in all the centers, and what to speak of managing a mission. He said, drops a day wear the stone away, and every day I write something on this. So if you emulate that and you say, every day I'll read something from these books, and even if you're traveling, take one with you. Put where's the biggest book? Could I have the Adi Leela? Biggest one you can find. It's Adi Leela Volume 1. Next time you get on a flight, don't take it electronically. Take this book with you on your flight. Look at this. It's book distribution. Yeah, carry that with you when you take your next flight. And just, when everybody else opens up a movie, you open this up. And they'll get envious. They'll go, why do you get such a big book? Because living entities want knowledge, and if they see it with a bigger book, especially a golden one like this, with transcendental pictures on it, and they'll think, his movies are boring. It's the same thing over and over again. So if you want to break out of the formulaic way in which people live their lives, it's worse than boring. It's it's suicide, says the Sri Ishopanishad, this way in which we kill our soul by not feeding it exactly what it needs. So what we need is to hear of the beauty of relationships when they're oriented around pure service to God. And when you hear that, then you feel satisfied. So I recommend the book, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I also recommend that when you have the pleasure of being invited to a bar mitzvah. Do you even know what that is? To a wedding. You know what that is? A funeral, a birthday party. Give the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. It'll be the talk of the household. You know, what'd you get? A toaster, hair dryer, some knives. But the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, that'll change people's lives. And so that's one of the ways in which we conduct our work here. Somebody asked me the other day about whether or not, as spiritual practitioners, we should enter into the arena of chat that goes on around the world about political events. And I said, we already do. We have the loudest voice because what speaks louder than a book? It's the loudest voice you can distribute a book, and it speaks to everyone. And when we do massive distribution of transcendental literature, it preserves them, preserves that literature, because it can be lost in the course of time. And it also brings spiritual nourishment to people and relief from their anxieties. So I recommend reading it, and also be the one who shows up with the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita to give to other people wherever you go. You can even do it randomly. If you find somebody who's spiritually inclined, you can offer them these various transcendental literatures like the Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam. In fact, I'd like to send a Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita to my friend, my old pal, Shatrugna Singh, who I sat next to on the flight from Calcutta. And it was a funny circumstance because Nirkula and I were getting on the plane in Calcutta, and for no apparent earthly reason, when we got to the place where they check your ticket, they switched our tickets and they gave us the first class section. We didn't ask for it. They just switched us out. And the next thing I know, we're sitting next to Shatrugna Singh, and he accepted the Bhagavad Gita, and he told us, he said, I had the great honor of meeting A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada for 1 hour, and I listened to him speak. So I would like somebody who has his address, I would like to send him a Chaitanya Charitamrita today. On Gaur Purnima, I'm going to send it to him with a little note. Remember me from the airplane? It wasn't he was oblivious to devotees. He knew what devotees. I didn't know that until he turned around and he proclaimed. After I gave him the Bhagavad Gita, we got off the plane and took a picture with him, photographic evidence, not making this up. And then he announced to the whole crowd there, he said, I met A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. I had the great honor of listening to him for 1 hour. So don't you think he should get a Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita? Okay. If you think a few other people, we'll send out a few more, but I'm going to sponsor that for Shatrugna Singh, my old pal. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur did that. He made friends with Thoreau and Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson, and he sent books to libraries like different universities and things like that. So take this year to 2025, figure out what your overall income is, and then make a pie chart, and then out of that, take a portion of it for distributing Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita to people around the globe that you think should have that in their home. And you don't know how they're going to react. But one thing's for sure, a book is impossible to deny. Have you ever had anybody hand you a book and you really don't want to read it, but you just can't get rid of it? And you'll end up with it 10 years later and think, well, it's a book. I can't get rid of it. So with the transcendental literature, they stick in people's homes, they go to institutions, they go around the world, and they affect people very deeply. And especially the loving exchange of saying, yeah, here's something beautiful for you. I think it's a good idea. And I'd like to, from this little center here in ISKCON of Silicon Valley, I'd like to stun the whole world by profusely distributing Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita to people all over the world. What do you think? That's a good idea. And to show up in society with something to offer. As a lot of people have opinions that leave me scratching my head, and I just don't get into it. But if you express your opinion and your value system by distributing transcendental literature and just say, this is so finely composed and it's so beautifully presented and so earnestly, and let people choose and have an option to have something sublime in their life. Yes. You found the address? Okay, he'll take it. He definitely will. He's a very... Right, he's also been a politician, so he has a parliamentary address and a permanent address. Okay, I'll work with you all after the program, and we'll get him set up. Now, would you like to chant a little bit? This is the Hare Krishna chorus of Silicon Valley. So really lift up your voices and pray deeply. Oh, yeah. Shri Gopal, you're more scary when you have a mic in your hand. Do you want to move up a little bit? What do you think? 7.2, go for 7.2. How was Dolores Park? Thank you. To all the devotees who went to Dolores Park. You know, it's been a dream of mine that we have that little Harinam in Lytton Plaza. And we've been having it for a long time, right, Dayanidhi Prabhu? And I would like to see on any given Friday or Saturday night that we have multiple Harinams all over the Bay Area in selected places. And start with 3 as a goal, 3 in one night, and then see if we can expand to 6, and then 12. In fact, 2 times, prematurely, 2 times, I bought 108 Madungas and had them shipped here. Twice I did it. And that's because I was thinking at one time we could have 108 Madunga players and 108 small Kirtan parties in San Francisco. In fact, we mapped it out. And they would all proceed down different channels, and they would meet in the center of the city with 108 Madungas in one circle, and then have the biggest Kirtan San Francisco's ever seen. What do you think? Yeah. I think we could start with 3 Harinams in one night in strategic places around the world. What do you think? Let's ask Park. He's our business manager from now on. He likes it. Park likes it. Okay. Let's chant together. It's so nice. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaudavani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavani Paschata Deshatarne Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Harinam Sankirtan ki, Shri Harinam Mahamantra ki, Shri Harinam Prabhu ki, Gaur Premanande, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo. Now may we please have that verse back from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. On the way here, Kunjari told us that she had a new favorite verse, and she quoted it in the car, and it goes like this. Tahan vistaritahai pali premapal ihan mali sheche nitya shravanarija. Tahan vistaritahaya pali premapal iha mali sheche nitya shravanarija. Tahan vistaritana pali premapal ihan mali sheche nitya shravanadijal. Tahan vistaritaya pale premapal ihan male sheche nitya shravanadijal. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tan vistaritaya pale premapal ihan male sheche nitya shravanadijal. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tahan, there in the spiritual world, in the Goloka Vrindavan planet. Everyone say Tahan. And then point to the spiritual world, the Goloka Vrindavan planet. Kunji's pointing up. Yeah? You don't know which way it is? That way? Tahan. There, demonstrative pronoun. Spiritual world. There is a spiritual world. There is a topmost planet. It's called Goloka Vrindavan. Vistarita. Expanded. Go ahead. Vistarita. Haya. Becoming. Pale. Produces. Prema Pali. The fruit known as love of Godhead. Ihan. In the material world. Where the devotee is still present. Mali. Exactly like a gardener. Sheche. Sprinkles. Nitto. Regularly. Without fail. Shravanadijal. The water of Shravanam, Kirtanam, and so on. Is there a Bengali in the house? If you're Bengali, raise your hand. We have an emergency. Come on over here. Give him the mic. Now you do it. Give him the mic. A mic. It's like in an airplane. They say, is there a medic on board?
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Taha, they are in the spiritual world,
They're in the spiritual world,
in the Goloka Vrindavan planet.
in the Goloka Vrindavan planet.
Vistarito,
Vistarito,
expanded.
expanded.
Hoya,
Haya,
becoming.
becoming.
Pole,
Pole,
produces.
produces.
Prema follow,
Prema phala,
the fruit known as love of Godhead.
the fruit known as love of Godhead.
Iha,
Ihan,
in the material world,
in the material world,
where the devotee is still present.
where the devotee is still present.
Mali,
Mali,
exactly like a gardener.
exactly like a gardener.
Sheche,
Cheche,
sprinkles.
sprinkles.
Nitto,
Nito,
regularly,
regularly,
without fail.
without fail.
Shravana Adi Jal,
Rovanadi Jal,
the water of Shravana, Kirtana and so on.
the water of Shravana Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. No, other way, other way. Ahan Saritahaya, Pale Prema Pal, Ihan Mali, Cheche Nitya Shravana Dijal. Everyone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Translation. The creeper greatly expands in the Goloka Vrindavan planet, and there it produces the fruit of love for Krishna. Although remaining in the material world, the gardener regularly sprinkles the creeper with the water of hearing and chanting. In the Goloka Vrindavan, the devotees have very intimate relationships with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The devotee engages in the Lord's service in great ecstatic love. Such love was exhibited personally by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his teachings to the people of the material world. The fruit of the devotional creeper is the pure desire to serve and please the senses of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishnendriya Priti Icha Tare Prendang. In the spiritual world, one has no desire other than to please the senses of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The conditioned soul within the material world can neither understand nor appreciate how a pure devotee in the material world can render confidential service to the Lord out of feelings of ecstatic love and always engage in pleasing the Supreme Lord's senses. Although seen within this material world, the pure devotee always engages in the confidential service of the Lord. Any ordinary neophyte devotee cannot realize this. Therefore it is said, Vaishnavera Kriya Mudra Vigneya Na Bujhai. The activities of a pure Vaishnav cannot be understood, even by a learned scholar in the material world. Every living entity is wandering within this universe in different species and on different planetary systems according to his fruit of activities. Out of many millions of living entities, one may be fortunate enough to receive the seed of the Bhakti Lata, the creeper of devotional service. By the grace of the spiritual master and Krishna, one nourishes the Bhakti Lata by regularly sprinkling it with the water of Shravanam, Kirtan, hearing and chanting. In this way, the seed of the Bhakti Lata sprouts and grows up and up through the whole universe until it penetrates the covering of the material universe and reaches the spiritual world. The Bhakti Lata continues to grow until it reaches the topmost system, planetary system, Goloka Vrindavan, where Krishna lives. There the creeper takes shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, and that is its final destination. At that time the creeper begins to grow the fruits of ecstatic love of God. It is the duty of the devotee who nourishes the creeper to be very careful. It is said that the watering of the creeper must continue. Ehan male sheche nitya shrava nadijam. It is not that at a certain stage one can stop chanting and hearing and become a mature devotee. If one stops, one certainly falls down from devotional service. Although one may be very much exalted in devotional service, he should not give up the watering process of Shravana Kirtanam. If one gives up that process, it is due to an offense. This is described in the following verse. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nadiya Nagare Nitai Niche Niche Gaire. Nadiya Nagare Nitai Niche Niche Gaire. Nadiya Gudrume Nityananda Mahajan. Pateyachi Nam Bhakti Virataran. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nadiya Nagare Nitai Niche Niche Gaire. Yeah? We do it? It's a democracy. We need to vote. This is not a kingship. 1, 2 votes, 3 votes, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jagannath Sutta Mahaprabhu Vishwambara Mayapura Shashi Navadipa Sudaka Shachi Sutta Gaura Hari Nimai Sundara Radha Baba Kanti Acharita Nattava Namananda Jabala Balaka Matri Bhakta Brahmananda Varna Taki Katukana Nadiya Nagari Nitai Niche Niche Gaire. Nadiya Nagari Nitai Niche Niche. Vidyate Utupa Chao Ware Mohan Satika Sarvasya Gramya Bali Kaprida Lakshmi Prati Bora Datta Dara Palaka Shisha Chira Pati Putra Shoka Nivara Lakshmi Prati Putra Desha Sarva Sahara Deki Jai Nadiya Nagare Nitai Niche Niche Gaire. Nadiya Nagare Nitai Niche Niche. Arya Dhamma Pala Pitra Gaya Pinda Data Puri Shishya Madhvachaya Sampradaya Pada Krishna Namo Nata Krishna Tattva Adya Pata Nam Sankirtan Juga Dharma Bravo Pata Advaita Bandhava Srinivas Grihadana Nityananda Stana Gada Nadiya Nagare Nitai Niche Niche Gaire. Nadiya Nagare Nitai Niche Niche. Chaitanya Chandra Bharati Karana Varivraj Shiramani Dukara Narayana Jare Nitai Niche Niche Gare Narayana Jare Nitai Niche Niche Gare Ambulinga Ruvanesha Kopadesha Pati Kirchor Gopadashana Sukiyati Nidandi Sanyasi Sarvabhoma Kripamoy Swananda Swanandi Sarva Sukashoy Purata Sundara Vasudeva Chanakarta Ramananda Sakavati Narayana Hare Nitai Niche Niche Narayana Hare Nitai Niche Niche Goda Jain Mayavadi Kuparta Kandan Dashina Pavana Bhakti Granta Udarana Alala Darshana Nirapagana Kata Gajapati Tana Devananda Udarata Tuliya Prakashe Dushta Padurya Archana Rupasana Kana Padusava Narayana Jare Nitai Niche Niche Gare Narayana Jare Nitai Niche Niche Gare Vrindavana Nanda Murti Bala Bhadra Sangi Yavana Udari Bhakta Bala Berangi Kashi Basi Udari Prema Data Mapata Varagi Kandi Achanda Lachata Bhaktera Gora Bhakari Bhakta Pranasana Hari Dasa Raghunatha Haru Kaji Narayana Jare Nitai Niche Niche Gare Narayana Jare Nitai Niche Niche Bhakti Vinotar Pode Ranga Pai Narayana Jare Nitai Niche Niche Gare Narayana Jare Nitai Niche Niche Gare Jaya Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Nitai Gaura Nitai Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Nitai The names of Krishna are none different than Krishna himself, and they're very beautiful. And you imagine a jewel of a string of invaluable jewels, and then you look at each one. For those who enjoy chanting the names of God, and such persons don't need anything else in their life, except maybe a little prasadam. And then a little place to lie down, to rest, and some seva. Because when we chant the names of God, especially Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. We're asking Krishna, please engage me in your service. Oh Krishna, oh energy of Krishna, Srimati Radharani. They're personal, they're persons, and they're present directly in their names. And as I mentioned before, this human body is an apparatus. It is specifically built for prayer. That's what it's built for. And if you pray by singing these names of God, especially in this mantra, and from your heart you pray over and over again to have service, then Krishna will give you service. And what service means is it's not the drudgery of work, but it's the joy of giving love to the Lord by doing something that will please his senses. And we can serve in various ways. There's unlimited ways in which you can serve and use your God-given talent to please God. And that's what this society is for. It's all volunteer, and it's all based on the authorized teachings of the Vedas that are accepted all over the world as stunningly and elaborately written in such a way that the mind spins when hearing the poetic rendering and the philosophical presentations of the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita and so forth. So to live a life of complete happiness, chant Hare Krishna. There are various ways of chanting. We hold on to these beads. It's not necessary. You can count other ways too, but beads, there's something aesthetically pleasing about them. And when you travel all over the world, you may find in various cultures, people like to hold beads. We saw on our way to a program at the mantra, we drove into the mantra zone the other night on a Friday night, and while we were on the way, we saw somebody walking through the neighborhood, your neighborhood, and they had some beads they were holding, and they were chanting some prayers to God. And if you go to Japan, they have temples here, there, and everywhere. It's a very beautiful country, and in some places they'll have a rail that goes all the way around, and they'll have these very large beads. They're this big. And people walk in, and with your whole hand, you can move the bead, and you can walk around and do 108 prayers. It's a way to absorb yourself in the divine, to be close to God directly. And you're the one expressing it through your own mouth, through your own effort, and then you feel reciprocation. And if you feel reciprocation from God, then you'll feel happy. And otherwise, there's no other way to be happy in the world. It's not possible, because we're 100% incompatible with the world. Does that make you feel better? I mean, does that ring true? It does to me. And so the simple method taught by Sri Krishna Chaitanya was to chant the names of Krishna and then pray and invite other people into the circle so they could pray too. So that's our mission here. We distribute lots of books. It's one of the centers. You'll be proud if you're here from if you live in Silicon Valley. This little one-horse temple, we distribute in the world rankings of thousands of communities around the world. We're in the top 3. And we're going to need the rest of you for a little push to get into the top 1, into number 1 spot. Later on, we'll be offering Sri Chaitanya Charamritas because we're celebrating Gaura Purnima, which is the divine day in which Lord Chaitanya appeared. That's this Thursday. We'll be here all day long. We're not going to stop chanting from 4:30 a.m. until probably everyone will run out when the eclipse starts, but that's not until 9 o'clock or something like that. We'll be here all day long, hearing, chanting, remembering, praying, and you can join in that and feel what's like a total immersion. And then also, if you have a friend, a family member, a favorite movie star that you want to get a Chaitanya Charamrita, do something out of the ordinary. You could spend $100 on a salad here in Silicon Valley. So save on a salad and get a Chaitanya Charamrita. We're going to offer them in a few minutes for anybody who wants to take them away. It's very inexpensive. And just read it to your family, read it to yourself, and then offer it to your friends. And now we come to the most celebrated part of our Sunday program, which is the Hare Krishna dance party. Do you all like to dance? Yes. So we got this temple. We were driving around looking. We said, where's the floor? We want the floor. When we found this floor, this is the original floor. This is a very rare kind of wood. It has enough spring in it so you can dance to your heart's content, and it feels very nice on your feet. And you can express your love to God through your dance. And so when the music and the rhythm starts and the mantra starts, remember these are God's names, and put your arms up if you feel like it, sway, or in your heart. You can stand there and just offer prayer to God and feel fully at home here, because this is the main purpose of this hall, is to pray to God. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming today. Right now, we're going to roll up this carpet. We're going to put all the seats back in those beautiful little boxes back there, and then we're going to come back to the dance floor, and we'll see you back here in about 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Haribo. Haribo. These can go back. Jagannath Suttama. Take this first.
Yeah, this goes up first. Where are we going to keep that on? Where are you moving? It's rolled up. You're moving it there? Okay.
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody!
Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivajikacharya Stottarishta Shri Shriman His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivajikacharya Stottarishta Shri Shriman Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananda Gaudiya Vaishnava Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gokopina Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Navaditam Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Muna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Oh, glorious to the assembled devotees. Oh, glorious to the assembled devotees. Oh, glorious to the assembled devotees. For Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. And now we have a word from our sponsor. Just before the Nrsimha prayers, which we have to chant today because the eclipse is coming on Thursday, so nobody leave because you got to chant Nrsimha prayers several days before the eclipse. And now, let's hear from our sponsor.
Hare Krishna. Please be seated. You can move forward if there's more devotees like to sit down. So today we will have a special program before the Nrsimha prayer. That is that, as His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu was saying in the class, that we have an opportunity for sponsoring Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita sets, the most rarest of all the rare books. And we will do the sponsorships from now until exactly until 5:40. We only have 15 minutes right now. So we will go very quickly. So if you would like to sponsor a Chaitanya Charitamrita set. Chaitanya Charitamrita set is this one, if you were not present during the class. This is a life story of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his teachings, a set of 9 volumes. And we are offering today one set for $99 only. If you don't have one, you can get one, or you can sponsor 1, 5, 10, 50, 100, whatever your heart's desire. So, and we will be taking the sponsorships there, and we will project the screen. And if you're listening online, please text 408-515-5292. Again, the number is 408-515-5292. And we will take your sponsorships and we'll offer it to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on his birthday.
I would like to sponsor another set for my brother Peter, who keeps sending me texts that say Hare Krishna and Krishna Krishna.
Haribo! So one set was already sponsored during the class to Shatrughna Sinha. And this is the second set by His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu. So if you'd like to sponsor, you can just raise your hand and you can say how many. Your name, please? Srilata. Yes, Srilata. How many sets, or would you like a set for yourself? 5 sets for Srilata. Haribo! The screen is coming up soon where we can see your names getting sponsored in the fire of this yajna. Oh, Subhadra Mataji.
One set for her nephew, for his wedding.
Haribol! Subhadra Mataji, one set for her nephew's wedding. Daivi Mataji sponsoring 2 sets for her daughter whose birthday is today.
Haribol!
Your name, Mataji? Muskan. Muskan wants to get a set for herself today.
Haribol!
Haribol! Your name? Archana would like to sponsor 3 sets. One is for Hari, one for Guru, Vaisesika Prabhu, and Vaishnava is Shraddha Mataji. Haribol! Ashok Narang Prabhu would like to sponsor 5 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Haribol! Just by the way, all over the world this is going on today. In India, all over Europe, doing the similar fundraiser because we have a goal, worldwide distribute 7,500 sets of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita today. So we're in the running here at ISKCON Silicon Valley, and we're joined together with everybody else around the world doing the same thing today.
Okay, we got, we'll read until the room, somebody says, we will read some online sponsorships that came in. Yogadish Prabhu would like to sponsor 2 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Haribol!
And this is from Shashi Shekhar Prabhu. He would like to sponsor 1 for Anjaneya and 1 from Ramachandra. Anjaneya is a newborn.
Haribol!
And he wants to sponsor 2 for his parents who are there today. Haribol.
Haribol!
And 1 for Victoria, so total 5. Okay. Rohini Dulal Prabhu. 10 sets from Rohini Dulal Prabhu.
Haribol!
How many? 1 set from Jashmi.
Haribol!
Haribol!
Pratibha would like to sponsor 1 set.
Haribol!
Thank you, Pratibha.
Vishaka Leela Mataji.
Yes, Subhadra Mataji in the back. Oh, Prabhu, remind me your name? Gaurav. 2 sets. 2 sets. Haribol.
Vishaka Leela Mataji.
Haribol!
Vishaka Leela Mataji, 25 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Mother Kanka would like to sponsor 1 set.
Haribol!
Yes, Premanithai Prabhu, I see Raghunath. 5 sets for Raghunath!
Mansi Mataji would like to sponsor 5 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And this is a message from Sukanya Mataji. She would like to sponsor 2 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, this is a message from Rasa Sindhu Prabhu and Rukmini Chandrika Dasi. And they want to sponsor 5 sets dedicated to His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu and Mother Nirukula for their love. And they also sent that they miss you all here at ISV.
Yes, Ekeshwari. 1 set for Ekeshwari. Haribol! Mataji, remind me your name? Pushpa. How many? 11 sets from Pushpa. Haribol!
Okay, this is a message from Manjari, but let me read as it is and then we can figure out. This is, they want to sponsor 20 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita for Team ISV.
Wow.
And 1 for Nirmaya, whose birthday, that's daughter of Venudhari Gopinath Prabhu. Haribol, so total 21. So 21 from Manjari Gopika and Achyuta Chaitanya Prabhu.
Haribol!
Okay, this is a message from Vishwapati Nityananda Prabhu, Rupasri Vasudha Mataji and Rati Prada. One set of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Haribol!
Okay, Shraddha Mataji, she's in the back and she's been texting. She said 10 CC sets for Nikunja Sundari and Arushi. Haribol!
And this message is from Vamshi Mohan Prabhu that he would like to sponsor 2 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita from him and his wife Akshant. Akshantya? I don't know. Typo maybe, something. But yeah, from them 2 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Haribol!
Oh, sorry. This is 2 sets from Vamshi Mohan Prabhu and 2 sets from Akshant. So 2 different ones. Yeah.
Haribol!
Oh, this message is from Mani Manjari Mataji and Anupam Das. And they would like to sponsor 1 set of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Haribol!
Okay, yes, Bhagwati Mataji. 2 sets for Bhagwati Mataji.
Haribol!
For Guru Maharaj. Haribol!
Okay, this message is from Palika Lakshmi Mataji and Madhav Govinda Prabhu. They would like to sponsor 5 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita on behalf of His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj.
Haribol! Okay, Aditi Somani would like to gift 1 set to friend for her housewarming ceremony. Haribol! I think she implemented Vaisesika Prabhu directly from his lecture.
Okay, this message is from Jamuna. She says, Hare Krishna, thank you for the inspiring class, Maharaj. I would like to sponsor 3 sets, 1 for Jayashri, 1 for Ramananda Roy, and 1 for Todd Prabhu, and pray that one day they will relish in reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Haribol!
And Shashi Shekhar Prabhu sends a message that 1 more set for his nephew.
Haribol!
And his nephew's name is Sham Chandra.
Haribol!
Haribol.
Suyash Prabhu would like to sponsor 2 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita for their niece who took birth today.
Haribol!
And they're seeking blessings of all the devotees for the baby.
Barimardan Prabhu would like to sponsor 3 sets. Haribol! I was wondering where were you? I couldn't see you in the crowd. Nice.
Okay, this message is from Ravikant Mohite Prabhu, and he would like to sponsor 5 sets for Gaurangi, Bhumi, and family.
Haribol!
We just have 5 more
5 more minutes to go, yeah.
to go.
Remind me your name? Harish Prabhu would like to sponsor 2 sets.
Haribol!
Haribol!
Saurav Prabhu would like to sponsor 2 sets for his daughters Aditri and Dhriti.
Haribol!
Nitya Tarangini and Ramesh Prabhu and Gita Priya would like to sponsor 10 sets.
Haribol!
Okay, Suyash Prabhu sent a message again. He said that Mansi would like to sponsor 2 sets for Madhavi Mohini Mataji. Haribol!
That's a nice love exchange. Mansi would like to sponsor 2 sets. Sueshwar's wife, yeah.
Oh, this message is from Radhakunda Mataji and Ujjwala Prabhu. They would like to sponsor 1 set on Shrikar's name.
Haribol!
This is Shrikar from New York.
Yeah, the famous Shrikar. Some may not know the history.
Ruchir Pandit Prabhu would like to sponsor one set for Mother Nirkula and one set for Vaisesika Prabhu. Haribo!
At one point in history, it was very difficult to find the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was looking everywhere. He couldn't find it, even one copy. And now that it's profusely available, one of the reasons that we want to proliferate it so that it's never lost again. And one way to do that is to make sure that it's all over the world.
So we have only 3 minutes left until 5:40. Avanish Prabhu, one set for Avanish Prabhu. Haribo! Okay, this message is from Sophie Mataji. I want to read it carefully. So she will sponsor 5 sets total.
Haribol!
One for Shraddha Mataji, one for Vaisesika Prabhu, one for Hansa Priya, one for Ramananda Sakha Prabhu, and she will bring the check on Wednesday.
Haribol!
We like that. Tanya Monga would like to sponsor 3 sets, one for her daughter's birthday and 2 for His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu. Haribo!
This is an anonymous person donating for Ambarish Buddharaju's 18th birthday, one set of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Haribol!
Anonymous. Oh, this is Arjun wants to sponsor one set for Gurudev and Guruma on the occasion of Gaur Purnima.
Haribol!
Haribo!
Mahi, the daughter of Ajit Arjun Prabhu, would like to sponsor 5 sets. Haribo!
Vijay Damodar Prabhu, Leela Nandini Mataji and family would like to sponsor 5 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita for the electric expansion of Krishna consciousness in Bay Area.
Haribo! Go ahead.
This is Tarang Prabhu would like to sponsor 2 sets for daughters Kashvi and Arana.
Haribol!
And this is from Nitai Kirtan Bihari Prabhu, Neela Chandra Mataji and Dhriti, 2 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Haribol!
And then we have here Akash and Poonam, Agastya and Agastya would like to sponsor 10 sets.
Haribol!
We have here Sundara Achyuta Prabhu, our old Sudeep Sabnis Prabhu here. He would like to sponsor 50 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Sundara Chitta Prabhu ki jai!
That'll do a little damage.
Okay, we have 1 more minute left.
Literally. This isn't one of those where we say 1 minute and then we go over, because we're actually stopping. Yeah. Last chance.
Salbahu Prabhu would like to sponsor 1 set.
Haribol! 30 seconds.
Yes, Pankaj Prabhu and Venkatesh Raghava Prabhu. Now it's a competition. 5 each. So Pankaj Prabhu would like to do 5 sets and Venkatesh Raghava Prabhu would like to do 5 sets.
Haribol!
Haribo!
Last minute.
Meghala.
Mekhala would like to sponsor 2 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Haribol!
There is another anonymous 2 sets for Gaur Purnima.
Haribol!
Okay, there's 5 sets from Her Grace Shraddha Mataji from Allison for Vaisesika Prabhu and Nirakula Mataji.
Oh. Jai Kanaya Prabhu would like to sponsor 2 sets.
Haribol!
And this is from Paris Mataji. She would like to sponsor 2 sets For Mukharavinda Prabhu, Ananga Mataji and Ramani.
Haribol.
So Trimalika Prabhu would like to sponsor one set.
Haribol.
Okay, this message again came from Vishaka Leela Mataji. She shared that about her sponsorship and distribution of Vedic literature. And 5 of her friends want to sponsor one set each. Her 5 friends are Revati, Vanita, Sharanya, Priya, and Shalini.
Haribol.
Jitendra Prabhu would like to sponsor. Jitendra Prabhu would like to sponsor 2 sets.
Haribol.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Rohini Dolal Prabhu. Labanga. Sorry, Nayana Manjari. One set for Nayana Manjari.
Haribol.
Oh, sorry, messages are coming, so we have to. Bhakti Farms would like to sponsor 3 sets. One for Gopal, one for Gayatri, and one for Malati.
Haribol.
Preeti Agrawal Mataji would like to sponsor 5 sets.
Haribol.
Rasika and Surya would like to sponsor 2 sets.
Haribol.
Shalabahu Prabhu, Sukhada Gauranga Prabhu and Prema Kishori would like to sponsor 5 sets. Haribol. Okay.
If you're feeling morose that the time has ended, we are considering that we will try to do one really quick lightning round on Gaur Purnima. If you'd like to sponsor on that auspicious day, you're welcome to do so. Or if you'd like to send an offline message, also you can send to the same number. And we will include your names in the offering to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on Gaur Purnima. Thank you very much. And if you're here for the first time, and oh,
Mandali would like to sponsor one set for Navdeep Chandra. Haribol. Thank you, Mandali.
and if you're here for the first time and you've sponsored, we don't know you very well, so you can come to that corner there, and Kumari Lila will help you if you would like to know how to pay for your sponsorships. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Now we will have Nrsimha prayers.
Namaste Narasingaya Prahlad Maharaj ki. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. We welcome you all to the special Sunday Feast Festival here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley on a very auspicious day of Ekadashi. We thank you all for taking your valuable time and joining us for tonight's session here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. So let's give a big round of applause to everyone who has joined us here tonight. Hari Hari Bol. We'd also like to thank all our online viewers as well. So let's give them a big round of applause. Today's Krishna Katha and discourse was brought to us by His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu. So let's express our gratitude and thank him for bringing an excellent discourse today evening. Hari Hari Bol. We'll also like to thank him for leading an ecstatic arti. Hari Bol. And we would like to thank Her Grace Geeta Vali Devi Dasi for leading a nursing arti. Hari Bol. And also we'd like to thank His Grace Charunimai Prabhu for broadcasting, bringing us the broadcasting of this program. So give him a big round of applause. Hari Hari Bol. Anyone coming here for the first time? Thank you. We have one guest there. Okay, thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. You can reach out to me. My name is Shri Gopal Das or Hanspriya Mataji. We would be happy to assist you or answer any questions that you have. Thank you. And let's chant one Mahamantra for all our newcomers. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We have received some special Amrit Jal from the Mahakumbha. So Hari Sankirtan Prabhu is praying also, and also I have a special bottle. So this is a mixture of 2 days. The best day of this Mahakumbha was happened in Mahashivratri as well as in the Moni Amavasya. So this is a droplet from Moni Amavasya collected, one of my friend gave, and I was there personally on Shivratri. So both is one, and it is a distilled, so don't be afraid. So this is, you can drink a little bit. I will offer a sip. So here, please come over and take. If you wanted to go for prasadam, you can go. Otherwise, I will offer one sip of Amrit Jal for the Kumbh Mela. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
So we have 3 sponsors for tonight's feast. So we like to acknowledge them one by one. So His Grace Shamarupa Prabhu is sponsoring today's Sunday feast on the occasion of Her Grace Ananya Radhika Mataji's birthday. Our birthday is today. Hari Bol. Is Ananya Radhika Mataji here? Please. And in the meanwhile, I'll announce the other sponsor as well. The next sponsor is His Grace Hari Sankirtan Prabhu and Radhika Prema Mataji sponsoring on the occasion of Krishna Priya's birthday and also Hari Sankirtan Prabhu's sister's birthday. So let's thank them. So if Krishna Priya is here, please, please be ready to be called upon in the front. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. As you know, Her Grace Ananya Radhika Mataji, he is a leading force for the Kirtan here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. She trains all our youth, and she also trains adults, So we are all fortunate to have her here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Thank you, Mataji, for your excellent example and inspiring all the community here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Hari 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 Bol. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Prabhu, for your kind words. I don't deserve any of them. And thank you, everyone, for being there in ISKCON of Silicon Valley and letting me do some service to all of you. And I pray at the lotus feet of Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shriman Mahaprabhu, Shri Lakshmi Nrsimhadev Bhagavan to bless me with their service and unalloyed devotion. And my sincere prayers to Vaisesika Maharaj and Guru Ma that they always engage me in their service.
So, Krishna Priya, thank you, Mataji. And here is Mahaprasad and the gift. Hare Krishna. Krishna Priya, when is your birthday?
March 7th.
March 7th. Did you have a big party?
No.
Okay, how old are you now?
12.
You are 12. Okay. The last year before you turn?
13.
Teenager. Okay, 13. Next year she will be 13. So, would you like to say a few words? What do you like here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley? You are born here, right? Where were you born?
Mountain View.
Mountain View? Okay, all right. I think it was Sunnyvale. Mountain View. Okay, she was born in Mountain View. Wow. Okay. So what do you like here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley? Why do you come every week after week?
I like to take darshan of Krishna and then listen to the Kirtans.
Take darshan of Krishna and listen to the Kirtan. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Here is Mahaprasad for you. And it happens to be your aunt's birthday as well. Okay, you can ask Dad, okay? Which aunt's birthday is on March 4th, okay? Hare Krishna. And our last sponsor for tonight is an anonymous sponsor. They are sponsoring on the occasion of her father's 3rd disappearance anniversary, and she is seeking blessings from all the devotees. So let's thank her for sponsoring the feast for tonight. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Now we will have an announcement from Her Grace Hanspriya Mataji, and she will tell us what's going to happen this week.
Hare Krishna. So we look forward to seeing you on Thursday. But prior to Thursday, the Gaur Purnima festival, we will be having a lots of preparation going on at the temple. Chopping, prepping, getting ready for the festivals. We will also have, what is this from? Oh, we will also have the decoration. All over the places we'll be decorating for the pleasure of the Lord Chaitanya and his devotees. So please come Tuesday evening and Wednesday all day, and then let's celebrate the festival together on Thursday. So we'll start at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, and then we will go. There is going to be initiation ceremony in the morning, so you don't want to miss that. I know some of you are working, but please do come in the morning, and then you can have a wonderful start of your day, and then you can head to the office after that. And make sure to be back here at 3:30 in the afternoon. Okay, so we'll see you. Prabhu will be sending out the announcement soon, tomorrow. And if you have any question, we'll be out there. Yes, Prabhu. Morning initiation ceremony is at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Right after the greeting the deities, we will go into the initiation. Okay, Hare Krishna.
So recently our dear devotee and friend from ISKCON of Silicon Valley, Bhakta Sudeep Prabhu, got initiated in Holy Dham of Mayapur by His Holiness Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj, and his initiated name is Sundara Achyuta Prabhu. Haribol! Thank you. And now we will announce the cooks for tonight's feast.
Hare Krishna everyone, Happy Ekadashi. Today's main cooks are Nikhil Prabhu and Achyuta Chaitanya Mataji. They were helped by Ujjwala Mataji, Ganesh Prabhu, Rohan Prabhu, Rosamrit Prabhu, Trupti Mataji, Uttara Mataji, Meghavi Mataji, Shishra Mataji, Rima Mataji, Paris Mataji, Ujjwala Mataji, Yogesh Prabhu, Manjari Gopika Mataji, Arun Prabhu, and Nirmohi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Now? Yes. For prasadam. And the cooks. Now we will go to Prasad Sevya prayers, and Bhakta Arjun will lead the Prasad Sevya prayers. Hare Krishna.
Sharira Vidya Jorendriya Dahika Jive Fele Vishaya Sabore Tar Madhe Jivayati Lobhamoy Sundurgati Take jeta katina samsare Krishna bado doyamoy Gori bhare jivajay Swaprasadanna dilo bhai Sreyanamrita pao Radha Krishna guna gao Preme dhako Shri Chaitanya Nita Preme dhako Shri Chaitanya Nita Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmane Vaishnave Kalpa Punyavatam Rajan Vishvaso Narachayate Prasade Sarva Dukanam Anirasho Pachayate Prasanna Chitta Soyashu Buddhi Paryavashishtate Vayopa Bhukta Shaganda Vasulankara Karchita Uchishta Bodhino Dasa Stavamayan Mahi Shuksham Paryushitam Bhapi Nitam Vajradeshataha Prati Matrena Bhoktavyam Natra Kala Vicharana Na Desha Niyamastatra Na Kala Niyamastata Praptamannam Dhrutam Shrishtair Bhoktavyam Hariradhavir Bhagavad Shri Mahaprasadam Ki